You say you come in your studio people. Oh, help you to us. We can be clean, so it will be the hero. If you see the rest of us, and so I respect nothing. No job, no go on the table. No shut the body, once you have you have the show of your head. No opportunity for it. He said, God help you for what he wanted. That's true. Everybody, people go to you for help. Treating the people, I understand you not know how to rescue. I just want to ask you one question that you did the rescue. Now give me the people what they want to make me see the rescue. Let me ask you, is the rescue the people that not like you? You say you are coming to change things, but we're not seeing changes. I said to you, there you are asking things. We're not seeing changes. You can do what you see by that you don't see these things. They can't conclude. You downsizing, you wish you wanted. Now when the people suffering, you downsizing, you wish you wanted. Now when the people suffering. Who you gotta be a rescue now? You know you're rescuing. I said, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you a question. How you give a rescue? You gotta give me the people what they want, and you said you give the rescue. Let me ask you, it's a rescue. The people say not like you.
Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and a pleasant welcome to all of you on Freedom Hub on 87.9. This is the official voice of Freedom Communications Incorporated. My name is Khan Oliver Khan. I'm here with Jerome Roosevelt. Princess Alexa Janga Kowo will join us very soon. There are too many things happening in the country. A lot of issues going on in the Republic of Liberia, and it is very, very concerning. Our borders are still vulnerable to the Guineans. The Liberian government is unable to justify too many of the corrupt issues going on in the country, with several budgetary outturn reporting that the Ministry of Finance is bankrolling the National Security Agency more than what was appropriated in the different budget period. All of these plus many others will be issues we'll be dealing with here on the platform during the course of the week and the days to come, as a matter of fact. But on today's edition, we're going to be playing host to the chairperson of the biggest political institution in Liberia outside of the government. The biggest opposition political party in the Republic of Liberia, the chairperson of the Congress for Democratic Change, Chairman Attorney Janga Kowo is our guest today. For the rest of the 2 hours, Chairman Kowo will be here to tell us about the CDC. Governance under Joe Bwaka as president of the country. What is going on? What is the CDC's own particular assessment of the Bwaka co-administration? How far is the CDC headquarters project? What is the CDC going to be doing as we gradually get deeper into the mid era of the Joe Bwaka's administration? What plans are on the way to ensure that the CDC returns to national leadership? Is the CDC willing? Is the CDC ready? Is the CDC prepared? Should Liberians consider the CDC? What is the status of President George Manuel Weah, the political leader of the party? Are there plans by the Congress for Democratic Change to reach out to other opposition political institutions? Is the CDC open up to opposition collaborative talks? All of these plus many others will form the basis of today's presentation. When we play host to the Honorable Chairperson of the Congress for Democratic Change, the Honorable Janga Kowo, the attorney at law, right here on 87.9 with Jerome Roosevelt and I on your radio. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we bring you our sponsors, Crime Stoppers Liberia. Right after Crime Stoppers Liberia, we're also going to be bringing you the particular song that was done by the CDC. Like I said, the CDC paid for this song, and we are under obligation to play it on this radio because it is an advertisement. Until then, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you the rest of the conversation. By that time, hopefully, the chairman of the CDC, Chairman Kowo, will be in studio live and direct. Let's take a break to bring you to be right back.
There are crowds in many places, in every community, you can see it. Let's stop it for all of our people bringing safety to your door. Stop it and make it easier than before. From the center to interior, let's stop it for all of our.
Crime Stopping Liberia is a community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Simon.
Crime stop people bringing safety to your door. Stop it and make it easier than before. Liberia, from the center to interior, let's stop it for all of us. People bringing safety to your door. Stop it and make it easier than before. Market girls on my shoe, I want to come back. Oh, my love, you let it tell you the best is yet to come. My people don't worry, 2029, trust me, it's coming back. Whether they like it or not, it's coming back. My people don't worry, 2029. Trust me, it's coming back. Whether they like it or not, it's coming back. Already in the window, it's dancing the other way. Not the courage, let us look slow. Praying better days on the way. My people don't worry, 2029. Trust me, it's coming back. Whether they like it or not, it's coming back. My people don't worry, 2029. Trust me, it's coming back. Whether they like it or not, it's coming back. From Chinatown to the border road, voices out when the evening goes. We've been waiting, we've been holding on, making every strong. No people don't worry, don't worry, 2029. Just we are coming back. Whether they like it or not, it's coming back. My people don't worry, don't worry, 2029. Trust me, it's coming back. Whether they like it or not, it's coming back. My people don't worry, don't worry.
Okay, welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. My name is Clint Jerome. Good afternoon, welcome, my dear brother.
Yeah, and thank you yesterday. Thank you so much. It was good to be here. And there are certain persons, good friends, who making things possible. And so I'd like to say good afternoon to those of you watching, listening by, radio or the internet. And in Liberia, I'd like to say good afternoon. Those of you stretched beyond the capacity of Liberia in the western part of any other places, I'd like to say thank you ever so much. And a good friend who, yesterday he was concerned and we are kind of laughing. So, Jerry, I'd like to say welcome from the US and all of the people who love Freedom Hub. We are here once again on 87.9. This is the place we talk real issues, national issues. We speak the truth. Those of you following us via the Transcycle, the taxi, the boxes, welcome to Freedom. Princess Oliver and I, we're going to talk on national issues. And today we'll be interacting with the biggest opposition political party in Liberia, China. And there are plenty of things to discuss. And so, if you're there, thanks for joining us. This is Liberia. And someone was saying, oh, when we were learning history, first Liberia was 45,000 square miles. Now we know because some people won't take some. But anyway, we yeah. And so, all welcome. That's it. This is Liberia. And welcome to all of you.
Okay, so basically, why our colleagues from the online media platforms are trying to set up, we will let you know, all of you. We will let you know. Oh my God, I'm not. Okay, we'll let you know. All of you will let you know that the chairman of the CDC is our guest. The chairman of the CDC is our guest. Chairman Janga Kowo is our guest, and yeah, there are too many things we'll be looking into. Too many things we're going to be looking into. Uh, we're going to be looking at the status of the CDC. Yep, we're going to be looking at the status of the CDC. We're also going to be looking at governance under the Joe Baka administration and so forth. But like I said, the CDC paid for this song, and all the political institutions that are interested in promoting your party songs, you can also do the same. So let's take this quick break while we try to get set up and listen to this song that was paid for by the CDC. It is called Don't Worry, but listen to it while we try to make some technical adjustments. Oh no. Okay. All right. So uh
I'm one sweet on my tongue. Don't make love in my rest on my shoes. I'm one sweet on my tongue. Don't make love in before you go say. Just be sure to come. My people don't worry, don't worry, just be eyes coming. Whether they like it or not, it's coming. Whether like it or not, it's coming back. From Trinidad to the border, voices rise when the evening grows. We've been waiting, we've been holding on, and every song. Let people go, don't worry, when it's when now. Just me now, it's coming back. Whether they like it or not, it's coming back. To the border, voices rise when the evening grows. We've been waiting, we've been holding on, in every little song. Let people go, don't worry, 2029. Just realize coming back. Whether they like it or not, it's coming back. My people don't.
Okay, so that's exactly what it is. Like I told you, if you're from the ANC and whatever political institution, the Unity Party, bring your songs here, play to us. We'll play it based on the advertising contract. Jerome, we run directly to Studio B where the chairman is. And I'm sure all of the online platforms that are here, hopefully we'll get their names later on. But we've been relayed across the country. I'm told the voice of Truth in Cleveland, Maryland County, the radio belonging to former Speaker Chambers, is carrying the program live. A radio antenna in Grand Creek County is also going live. A Smart FM in Zredru. A radio Bungees in Bone County also carrying us live, plus several other radio stations we cannot mention, including Radio Makona. Our man in Manasora is beaming live from Foya District, where the trouble is. Radio Makona is carrying us live across the country. Honorable Chairman, this is your debut on Freedom Hub. It is our pleasure and honor to welcome you to Freedom Hub on 87.9. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Oliver. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Okay. All right. So we will want you, yes, to get closer to the microphone. Yes. Fine. That's better. So, Jerome, we have the chairman.
And just to say something, our princess is here to arrive. So we have chairman. We have our princess here. But I was watching the chairman. I thought you know to shake his body. I was just watching.
You have to shake your body. It's elegant. It's elegant. It's inspiring.
It was somewhere around here when the chairman started dancing. You're watching. They sent the music to us, so I expected that he would dance. Somewhere around here, this particular part. Listen to it. This part.
We've been holding on, waiting every little song. My people don't worry, 2029. Just realize coming back. Whether they like it or not, it's coming back. My people don't.
Wait, no, what is that? Was it like you were launching, boom, Georgia is coming back, boom. But that's why it is. And so forth. So, Chairman, welcome again, once again. Where is the CDC? They broke your home a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
This lawsuit made you homeless. Bulk of your adversaries thought you will crumble, would disappear from the face of the political map of the era. Later on, you bounce back. Had a very gigantic, groundbreaking ceremony for what is currently happening, your new headquarters. Then the rest of the other political situation. What is the status of the CDC? We want to allow you flow. What is the current status of the Congress for Democratic Change, by extension, the coalition?
Thank you very much, Oliver. I'm happy to be here, and hi to all Liberians in Radio Land, hi to all Seditians in Radio Land. In the diaspora, we are happy to be here and to give you some perspectives on the status of the mighty coalition for democratic change, the mighty Congress for democratic change. As you are all aware the CDC went to critical national elections in 2023, lost those elections by a very slim margin, a margin that is within the margin of error.
Okay.
But His Excellency President George Manawiya, standard brother of the CDC and president of the Republic of Area, then considered and immediately called, then candidate Joseph Boakai and congratulated him, thereby saving the country from all the tensions that are associated with post-elections. All of those, the magnanimity of the president, his wisdom led him to take those critical decisions, thereby reducing the political temperature in the country.
Okay.
Thereby organizing a peaceful transition, and the CDC handed over a stable country to the Unity Party on January 22nd, 2024.
Some people who are knowledgeable about African politics will say that was a very costly mistake on your part as a political institution.
No, so
you gave up power with less than 17,000, but the actual number is 20,500 votes difference. Why would you do that? People say it is unusual in Africa.
It's unusual because President Weah is the unusual Liberian. He's not your typical Liberian. He's not your typical politician.
Okay.
And so he led the country for 6 years, and the fact that the election was almost down the middle, he thought he had an obligation as the sitting president of the Republic of Liberia, in whose hands the lives of the people then rested, in whose hands the future of the country then rested. And given our country political history of upheavals for almost 14 years, he thought the best thing to do was to concede, even though there were clamor, there were information about battle stuffing and all that irregularities all around the country. But he thought, as leader of the country who organized these elections, it was important to give the country the opportunity not to be in turmoil, because the country was on edge. You saw all of the threats, people were killing, people were around, and CDC supporters were being murdered, even while CDC had power, while CDC had the army, the police, and all.
And that's why some folks said the CDC was weak with power.
No, not. You see,
is that not weakness?
No, that's absolutely not weakness. That's a demonstration of patriotism. That's a demonstration of good governance.
You were in power and they were killing your partisans.
Yes.
And you said that's patriotism?
Because we could not turn the army or the police into a partisan police or army. These were electoral violence. The only disappointment is that this government is failing to hold those people accountable, those who committed those heinous crimes.
Apparently because you are not suing.
No, we don't have to sue. These are crimes that were committed on camera. And so the government has an obligation. The evidence are there, and these people who committed these acts are really and moving around. So the government has an obligation, constitutional, legal obligation.
I understand, but when
it comes to criminal cases that occur on camera, you don't have to take the government. You cannot take the government to court. For instance, people who were murdered in Fuga. For instance, the guys who were murdered right in Monrovia here. The principal accused, Queen Johnson, is here today. So you see impunity walking. So what is stopping the party from taking these individuals to court? For example, the Momotama situation in Foya. We have videos of people who were stealing him. You could gather the videos and file a lawsuit. Okay. These cases were already being processed by the government.
Okay.
And government is continuity.
Okay.
And we'd expect that the Unity Party that took over the country.
Now that they're not doing it. Now that
they're not doing it, there's always a day of reckoning.
Okay.
There's always a day of reckoning.
Are you waiting to come back to power before you open
there's no statute of limitation when it comes to crimes like murder.
Okay.
So those who murder people can be held accountable at any point in time. So if there's no political will now to hold perpetrators in due time. Perpetrators will be held accountable for these heinous crimes that were committed. And the reason why CDC sedition was not encouraged to retaliate, because we ran the country, we were in power.
Okay.
We could not have encouraged the culture of lawlessness, because electoral violence, electoral differences, political differences should not go to the extent of people being murdered. But you saw people being murdered. And you saw the coalition that was being built, people were threatening the peace of the country.
Okay.
And we thought, and in the wisdom of His Excellency President Weah, and he promised not a single Liberian would die on account of him remaining in power.
What is your definition when you said you lost an election that on the basis of error?
On the margin of error.
So every 1% is if we are going either way.
Okay.
So the margin actually should have triggered an automatic recount. So CDC did not even take advantage of recount because the political tension in the country, and President Weah wanted to cement his legacy and his credential as one of the best Democrats ever. And that would be
Play for that error.
no. So the victory, the victory of the CDC, the victory of the Unity Party was less than 1% of the total registered voters.
Okay.
Which means is within the margin of error.
Okay.
And when we say is within the margin of error, it means if we have gone back and probably tried to recount, it's possible CDC.
That's my question.
Yeah, so it's possible CDC will have emerged victorious. But in the wisdom of the presiding
Is that
president,
speculation?
it's not speculation. It is scientific. When we say something is within the margin of error, it means if you check, it's
I
possible.
understand you, but you didn't go back for recount.
So we didn't go back to recount because in the wisdom of His Excellency the President, he didn't want to put the country through the emotional turmoil of a national recount.
Okay.
Because the consequences were being unpredictable. People were threatening to bring war to the country. You heard people were threatening to bring war to the country. You know, General Republican and others were passing around and threatening people.
Okay, so
In the wisdom of His Excellency President Weah,
the government bowed down to threat.
no, not threat. But so it's about decision making. Leadership, national leadership is about decision making. It's about decision making. So, and when somebody is providing leadership, you must trust the wisdom of that person. And after consultation with all of the major stakeholders and everybody around the world, in the sub-region, in the international community, hailed President Weah for that decision.
Okay.
Even today, he's being hailed. He's being recognized in addition to be a sports icon. He's now recognized as a democracy icon. And so today, we stand firmly by that decision. Okay. And we have no regret for that. His Excellency President has no regret for that because it was the right decision, because the fact that the people were even divided down the middle, he felt that it was important not to, and the fact that the election results that will be announced,
Not to keep the country under tension.
no, absolutely not.
Okay, so that was done. You got defeated. The CDC went to opposition. Days later, your party headquarters became the next political party. How did you take that as the chairman?
So let me give you a chronological order as to how we got where we are today. You now see the state of the country 2 years down the line.
Good.
And that tells you we inherited our country from the Unity Party in 2018. And from Madam Sali, we took over the country. We led the country under His Excellency President Weah for 6 years. We did macroeconomic stability, increased the international net reserve, gave free education to all Liberians who were in college, constructed roads around the country, constructed hospitals around the country, constructed parks, public parks for the first time in Liberian history after 170 years. Public parks were created all around the country, and public parks and all of these things are the ingredients for the creation of the best talents of whether sports players and everything.
So we can go on your legacy project.
So it's important for us to keep reiterating because it seems some people are soon to forget. So we must keep reiterating.
So you introduced the free tuition policy. You did the digitization of the University of Liberia. You did the rest of the YC payment, the
construction of public buildings, all of that, LPRC, MPA.
So at the end of the day, the process was done. The Liberian people did not see those things, good enough, and the voters.
So again, we disagree with that.
Okay.
Liberia was divided down the middle.
Okay.
So it means half of Liberians, they see the progress that have been made, but in the political arrangement and the lies, the innuendos that have been peddled, and these lies were bought. That's about half of the Liberian people.
You don't count the money you lost on on a process, but the ones that you gain. So whatever I say, the Liberian people in general voted against your party, even though some of those things you did.
Yeah, but that's democracy.
So you accept it.
So, Pastor, you accepted the results. That's democracy. And the decision was intended to consolidate the democratic gains of Liberia after 14 years of massive destruction.
Okay.
After 14 years and after 3 cycles of election, the fourth elections, President, we are asked a peace, a global peace outcome. As somebody who fought to bring peace to this country, as somebody who fought to disarm combatants, he could not have risked the stability of the country.
Okay.
And so, since the country was divided down the middle,
He chose that further escalation.
So you have a child in the Bible, the biblical story. Who does the child belong to?
King Solomon and the
King Solomon.
The two.
So President Leah took Liberia over because he loves Liberia very much, and he thought waiting for another 6 years was not too long a sacrifice to make.
Okay.
So that the Liberian people will see and judge and today. And 2 years down the road, you see where the Union Party has taken the country down the drain. When CDC lost power, all the governance institutions were intact. Tenure positions were intact.
We're going to go to governance issue. We're going to go to governance issue. You talk about your stewardship. You mentioned all of the CDC projects, your legacy initiative. The election came. You lost the margin of error. We know that one. Then you started your opposition journey for the second time in your political sojourn. In less than 6-7 months, your party headquarters became a target, whether it was political or landlord tenant, miscalculation, whatever the case is. How did you receive that? How did you take that whole particular situation as a chairman?
So that's why we need to move chronologically, because we turn over a stable country to the Unity Party. You need to see the evolution and the chronological development of how the CDC headquarters got demolished and how. Followed by the mass demolition of private properties around the country.
We're going to go there.
And so you start to appreciate how the CDC headquarters got demolished. It speaks to the governance credential of the Unity Party.
Okay.
And because the CDC had a tenant-landlord relationship, the CDC had occupied its headquarters for 20 years, from 2005 all the way to 2025. 20 years of uninterrupted occupancy of the place, and then it was in good standing. It was a good tenant, developing property, had assurances to buy the property, even had a written commitment from our landlord at the time that we had the right of first refusal to purchase the property.
Okay.
But then the government interfered, played with the judicial process. The government interfered because because the government would try to pretend that, there was a scale between landlord and tenant. No. If this was you saw the massive movement of government forces on the headquarters of the CDC on August 23rd, 2025. That was not a simple landlord tenant eviction. But if it was a court eviction, we would have seen sheriffs. But instead of seeing sheriffs, you saw armed men, armed to the teeth, coming at 12 midnight, invaded the CDC headquarters. Throughout our property started looting. Even up to today, vehicles that were looted from the CDC headquarters cannot be accounted for.
Okay.
And they proceeded to start a demolition, contrary to the precepts served from the court. So that day, the evidence was there that this was a politically motivated action.
And you said you wouldn't have accepted, and you said you are not going to accept the government action or the court action because you had another document.
And which document?
The document on the day of the demolition. You had a document. And now you said
no. So you see, we are in a country of the rule of law. The opposition is not an armed opposition. We are not rebels.
Okay.
To say, the government will come to and then we resist the government. Because we try to do that, and then it means there will be breakdown in law and order. It means then we'll begin to claim territories and begin to defend those territories, which we have the capacity to do. Liberia has gone down that road before. In 1980, when the True Party thought nobody could shake it, the soldiers seated the government.
Okay.
They brutally murdered President Taba. That is now when President Doe took over. You saw 1990. The NPFA came and invaded the country and resisted the government.
And fast forward, President Tudor took over in 1937, and you saw, and also he was also resisted.
Oh, yeah.
So we, as people of history, as students of history who understand the history of this country, thought that is not the path to go.
Okay.
So if the government thinks that you can erase the CDC by physically destroying and demolishing its headquarters, you are in error, as has been shown by the massive show of support by Liberians, not Indians, by Liberians. When they came out in their tens of thousands at the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the new CDC headquarters. And we are pleased to report that the project is on course.
Okay.
The project is on course, and the president, His Excellency President George Manuel, standard bearer, political leader of the CDC, indicated the project will be delivered in record time.
Okay. It's going to be delivered in record time. Now, after every election, every political institution will go into what we call deep soul session. Was the CDC able to look back and say, okay, you know what? We understand that we did a lot of good things. We built the road from Ganta to Sanikwe all the way to Lokatu border. We built the Fuya City Hall. We started the road from Banga towards the Salaye area. We did several other road market projects, different things we did. Yet we did not win. What did we do wrong? What didn't we do correctly? Was there a point in time after the election? Did the CDC go into a soul searching period to identify some of the critical reasons why some things didn't go the way it's supposed to go?
There was a month-long exercise, spearheaded by His Excellency President George Manuel. A month-long, so voluminous report on that month-long retrospection as to what exactly went wrong. Where all sectors of the party were listened to, citizens were listened to, and then that is well documented. And that is serving as a catalyst towards the CDC resurgence. And arguably, CDC is in resurgence, a positive resurgence. You can see the breathing all of the negative narrative that was directed at the CDC just before it left power. All the negative narrative today have shifted to the Unity Party. And that is because of the level of quality leadership that has been provided in the CDC. Because there was an attempt to bet the CDC into the recklessness of people saying, oh, the CDC is violent. No, we have completely erased and debunked that narrative. That's the last 2 years. That's going to go ahead. Let me learn. Okay. Go ahead. Because we 2 years down the line, and the government has become very unpopular, and people think it's happening, and just that no, because the opposition is being constructive. The opposition deliberately gave the Unity Party the opportunity. People say, oh, the CDC was not given the opportunity to govern. So the Unity Party should not be given the opportunity to govern. That is the question. Every political party has a strategy. The CDC is a patriotic national party. The CDC is a party of the people. His Excellency President George Weah has always lived in Liberia for the last 30 years plus. Unless we were not living in Liberia. That's the only time President Weah was not coming to Liberia every year. So he has lived in Liberia, and everywhere he played, when he was playing professional football, he was always here every 4 months, every 5 months, every 6 months. So he understands the politics of the country. He understands the importance of making sure that you keep the peace. So you see, keeping the peace is a two-way street, Mr. Chairman. Okay, guys, let me go through. This is my first time on the show, and to appreciate because you see, I'm not speaking to you, okay? I know I'm speaking. So my appearance here is to speak, to speak to seditions. So for so that they understand the context. Okay, don't interrupt me. And for them to understand the context of our leadership, and how we have allowed the Unity Party to destroy itself. How the Unity Party has virtually destroyed itself. The country is in status, even to the extent of the country. The bad government has been international. Where the territorial integrity of Liberia is on the threat. We're going to go there, Mr. So you got to understand the context. Because the government had become so emboldened that they even went to the extent where we understand the river between Guinea and Senegal was being mined.
We're going to go there,
Chairman. So
we have all of those things later. We're going to go there. I mean, from what we are gathering from you, the CDC's approach is not that violent one that people anticipate.
Of course, no.
So people anticipated that the CDC will be, that faithful political opposition party that will flag every national issue, maybe, put it into protest action in those days. They don't see the CDC that forceful. When you took power, protest in less than 4 months, there were protests here and there. Our money.
You don't have to follow the script.
16 billion. They did not give your government a chance to rest. Why are you giving them holiday? That's the question.
You don't have to follow the script of your opposition.
Okay.
You don't have to follow the Unity Party script. No, that's not the CDC.
Okay.
The CDC is not a Unity Party.
Okay.
The CDC is a patriotic party. The Unity Party is not, in my opinion, is not patriotic, because if they were patriotic, no government takes power, and then 1 month you start to organize protests. No. Okay. For me, it does not make sense. And as chairman, and I told people, I'd rather step away from the chairman of the CDC rather than I have an obligation to make sure that the country is stable. It's a patriotic obligation. Because if the CDC done that one, like we have to be stable, because then we would not have considered and turn our power peacefully. No. So the fact that you lost election on the margin of error of 15,000 votes, you turn over power, which means you want stability. So you cannot come back. You cannot come back. Okay. You cannot come back in 3 months, and then people try to tell you it's holding government accountable. It's holding government accountable.
A way of saying you don't want stability.
No. So holding government accountable. We have held government accountable. We have sufficiently documented the essence of the government.
Okay,
and that's holding the government accountable.
Okay,
holding the government accountable does not necessarily mean that you have to put people in the street. So by that time reaches, people will get in the street.
Is there a time for that?
Of course.
Okay,
you can see the time gradually coming.
Okay,
you see how the country is in dysfunction. The country is the territorial integrity, the sovereignty of the country is being threatened.
Okay.
It has been threatened because of the bad governance practices of this government. And you see, people in the border dispute, people are not asking the hard question. What triggered the conflict? And they are being latent, knowing their belief. But what triggered, and we issue a release calling for
and that's what
an investigation.
That's what we
want the government while we condemn the Guineans for coming on Liberian territory, we have an obligation as a country to investigate what triggered the Guineans.
Why do you think this is happening now? Why do you think it is happening today?
Because we have been told that in Makuna River was illegally mined.
Okay.
That was the immediate, the proximate reason for the border conflict is the illegal mining of the Makuna River. That's what we are told. And the government is on obligation to commission an impartial investigation to establish the veracity of these claims and allegations.
This would have never happened on the CDC government? You think so?
Absolutely. On the CDC, you see, under difficult circumstances, the CDC led the country within the confines of the rule of law.
Okay.
The CDC led this country respecting the rights of individuals. You saw Janga Kowo. How many times Janga Kowo did not insult His Excellency the President? We do not agree with Janga Kowo even today insulting President Waka. No, it is wrong.
Okay.
If it was wrong yesterday, it is wrong today. But we have no choice. You embrace his action. We have no choice, not embrace. We have no choice but to defend his right.
Okay.
To free speech. No, we have no option but to defend his right.
Okay.
We do not agree. We do not condone.
So back to the
we do not condone anybody insulting the presidency. We're going to talk since that it was the moral compass that was set in the past. Since people were being celebrated yesterday for insulting the presidency, for insulting people. Since that was the moral in the compass that was set. Today, we do not condone anybody insulting anybody in this country. But we have no choice but to defend the right of people who choose that's the path they want to go.
Back to Foya, away from you being the chairperson of the CDC, you are a son of Lufa. We just said some of the primary reasons, based on your own information you gather, is as a result of people illegally mining, minerals from a particular water that's supposed to be the boundary between Liberia and Guinea. Were you able to get additional information?
So we are told that there are certain government actors. And again, I'm a lawyer. I do not want to spew, names without facts. That's why the government is on an obligation to commission an investigation.
You also
because Liberia has existed for almost 180 years, the territorial integrity of Liberia has never been threatened in this form of manner.
Okay.
And so this is very concerning because border rivers, Liberia cannot start to mine the Kavara River. You're from Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen somebody trying to mine the Kavara River?
Besides looking for crayfish,
they're fishing. But you cannot put dredge on the Kavara River because it's a border river between two sovereign countries.
That's right.
Before you do anything on the river, like money, the two there must be a joint commission. And so Liberians are not asking the hard questions. Even journalists are not asking the hard questions. So you should be asking why, what is the proximate reason for the border conflict?
We have been told the Secretary General of your party, SG Jeff Cody, was clear. You say, you say you're a lawyer, you're not going to call him, but he accused the local government minister Sakila Yumane, of having a hand in the particular mining company that was trying to get gold and diamond from the river.
So that's why the government must investigate.
Okay.
So the government is under obligation to investigate because yes, the name of the local government have been called severally, but they still remain allegations.
Okay.
Until the government commission and impartial investigation to establish the veracity of these allegations, and that's why the government should, as a matter of priority, because that will demonstrate to even the Republic of Guinea that you're trying to solve the problem judiciously, you're trying to solve the problem, you're trying to put people accountable. And so the government should not, even the national legislature, we have asked CDC lawmakers to put letters on the floor requesting the government to commission an independent inquest into the possible reason for this border conflict.
Do you have any plan as a political institution to visit the ordinary people who are stranded in Lofa?
Well, we have our people on the ground. Our people are in touch.
Okay.
The leadership of the CDC is in touch. We have structures on the ground that are in touch. But again, there's an issue between two sovereign countries.
Okay.
So as opposition, you do not want to be seen interfering. But when it comes to the matter of foreign affairs, the foreign policy of the government is executed by the sitting government, by the sitting president.
Okay.
So we are not going to try to interfere because they must exercise their judicial and diplomatic responsibility in trying to resolve this issue.
The CDC is a former government and a government in waiting. From your own assessment of situation, the president suspended the BK mining group from doing whatever same money or whatever on the river. He went to Conakry, had a meeting with Domoya and Marabio.
No, the president did not suspend BK money.
I mean,
so without so again, I'm quoting from the. There is no money. That's not an issue, Mr. Chairman. Because the problem is already created.
Mr. Chairman, I'm quoting from a release from
already created.
I'm quoting from a release from the Ministry of Information, which said the government of Liberia plays a total hold on all money activities.
That release is inconsequential. It does not make sense.
Okay,
and they are trying to bypass the issue. The real issue we need to understand. Liberians need to understand the immediate reason.
So the bottom line is, are you satisfied with how the government is proceeding?
Absolutely not. Because as we stand, the government has not even announced the commissioning of an inquiry as to what really happened. Everybody is looking at the symptoms because the poor crossing, that's the symptom. We don't understand the root causes. Because we have a very long border with the Republic of Guinea. And it is very reckless on the part of anybody, of any government, to begin to try to mine a border river. That is the crux of this matter. And we are demanding accountability from the government. The government must commission an investigation to establish if the Ministry of Mines and Energy issued a mining license for Makuna River. We are demanding that. They must show us who authorized the placing of a dredge, because no dredge should be placed on any river in the river without a license. There must be transparency and accountability on this issue. So while we focus on the symptom, no, we should not focus on the symptom alone. We appreciate the role of the MRU, the government, the president reaching out to foreign governments to help, but we Liberians demand answers. We need to understand what exactly triggered, what put a dredge on the Makuna River. Liberians are entitled to that information. And there must be accountability. That's even you go to any government to help you, they are going to be trying to understand the root causes of the conflict. Because you see, the poor left the Foya region, they have come down to Kwadu Boni. Because it's spiraling out of control.
Okay, this concern, Liberia and Liberians. If President Bouaka takes his form and call ambassador, our former president, we are at a peace outcome, will he be welcome and accept?
Well, I don't know whether I'm in a position to answer that question.
You're the chairman of the party.
No, sorry about.
If the political leader will call you and say, Mr. Chairman, I got a call.
So we'll execute any and all instructions for the political leader. We cannot answer for the political leader. No. So listen,
I'm coming, Chairman. The question is, if the political leader were to call you and say, Mr. Chairman, I got a call from President Bouaka wanting my intervention, wanting me to help. What's your advice as chairman? What would be your advice to the political leader?
As a patriotic Liberian, I will support any effort geared at resolving this issue. Okay. But that is the symptom.
Okay.
Again, we are focusing on the symptom, the crossing of the borders by armed soldiers of the Guinean Republic. That's the symptom of the problem we are experiencing.
So you want to know who authorized it?
You want to understand why is the country being subjected to this international humiliation on account of the recklessness of certain individuals, on account of the personal interest of certain individuals. And they have even exported bad governance. You take bad governance, you take it to the Makuna River. You trigger all the invade. Of course, you take bad governance and export it to the Makuna River.
It's reckless. I'm saying you take
reckless because
words are not so strong.
If you because you see the Makuna River is not the entire border for Liberia and Guinea. But I'm trying to use the Kavala. Okay, you are from Maryland. Have you ever put dredge from 1847? Has Liberia put dredge on the Makuna River? No. Even the Arab has not attempted to put dredge on the Makuna River.
The Kavala
River because it's a border river. Border rivers are, if it's to be utilized for money and other purposes, fishing, everybody can fish on the river. But if you go to do mining, and the money is illicit, because from all indication, it's illicit.
Okay.
It's illicit money. Whether it is sand or other mineral, it's illicit. You should not mine a border river without the acquiescence of the neighboring country. And that is the crux of this issue that is being buried, a big ignoble focusing on the symptom of the soldiers. Seeing the physical soldiers at the border is just a symptom of the bad governance exhibited by our country. You are allowing people to mine on the because even if it was Guinea that put dredge on the Makuna River, it's a border river. We have the right to make an inquiry as to Guinea as to why are you mining the border river.
You are a past in if the Liberian put decide incoming government, what would you have done if what's happening would have been under a CDC era? What would you have done?
So this, you see, the CDC led the country for 6 years. You see, Liberia, post-war Liberia has seen almost 20 years of 22 years now, right, of uninterrupted peace. All of those 22 years, CDC has governed the country for 6 years.
Good.
So if you take it as 25% of the responsibility of the blame, so all the blame you see happening in the country today,
post-war Liberia,
CDC takes 25% of the blame. Any bad thing you see happening, like all those bad things, CDC got 25% responsibility. Unity Party got 75% responsibility, and that's why we want to implant in the minds of Liberians.
You think they will accept that?
That's a fact. It's empirical.
Okay,
that's a fact. And the success of the CDC government is well documented. It's fresh in the memories of the Liberian are not just opposing.
What will you have done?
What will you have done?
You will not have had the kind of incident in fact.
So there is a possibility that one of your officials would have done what some of the officials of this government may have done.
So you're being hypothetical. Talking about what actually obtained. Says here you didn't see that.
Okay.
So you don't want to answer an it's hypothetical because we led the country for 6 years. You didn't see the level of dysfunction that you are seeing now. You didn't see police beating people all around. You didn't see the government leading the demolition of private properties. You didn't see CDC never attempted to go demolish the headquarters of the major opposition. And so I can tell you the neighbors of Liberia, because the neighbors are aware.
Okay.
President Weah, when he left power, when he returned to Liberia in February 2024, the CDC government has constructed a new VIP terminal. His Excellency President Weah, on returning his aircraft, was denied landing rights, thereby threatening his life. The AFL and other security forces were deployed to intimidate his supporters. Somebody could argue that the deployment of the AFL in a hostile manner when the former president was arriving, that was a threat to his physical security. You saw the president being prevented from using the VIP facility that he constructed, whereas the president is using VIP facilities all around the world. But in his own country, he's being deliberately and forcefully denied the right to use a VIP terminal. That tells you that the government is irresponsible. Were you shocked? Part of the government, are you shocked? Of course, extremely shocked. Because it's so elementary. Such things as allowing someone who is entitled to VIP services, denying that person and boasting about it is childish. That was very childish.
What did President Weah say behind the scene to you people concerning that incident? What did he say?
President Weah has opted that he has not been allowed to use the VIP terminal. He's not going to force him to use the VIP terminal.
Okay.
He comes through the regular terminal. Okay. And the government is still satisfied for the last 2 years. President Weah has been using the regular terminal. The government is satisfied with it. And the government thinks that other governments see that. Other governments see that as being irresponsible.
Are you going to pay back? Sorry to say.
No. We cannot follow the script of the leader. No. This country will not move forward. If the citizens want to come back to power and follow the script of the Unity Party, no. Then what's the difference? We must lead with a difference.
Okay.
We must lead with strengthening things.
You're going to lay red carpet. If CDC,
we're not going to lay red carpet. We are going to lead as well within the confines of the law. We are not going to dismiss civil servants. We are not going to threaten civil servants. No, that is not President Weah. That is not the CDC.
Okay.
The CDC is not the Unity Party.
You're going to lay red carpet if Weah wins, and then Baka leaves the country, coming back, and he wants to use the VIP.
I don't think
you're going to.
I don't think we will be inclined, because that's childish. Okay. That's irresponsible. That's reckless.
Okay.
That's undemocratic. That's unpatriotic to deny a former president the use of a VIP facility. That is so childish. So no responsible government does that.
So regardless of the fact that the
CDC will not do that. That's very childish.
Okay.
Very childish.
Are you angry?
It's very sickening. The stupidity of refusing the usage of the VIP terminal to a former head of state. When other countries in the sub-region, President Weah last returned here, I was with him in Ghana, we use the VIP terminal to come to Liberia.
Okay.
In Ghana, we were not denied the VIP terminal in his own country. A VIP terminal that he constructed. He's being denied. Is that like childishness and irresponsibility? Of course it is.
How is the CDC managing officials of your government? You know, those who serve, I know not all of them were seditious, but people serve your government. Today, some of them are on trial. Again, there is a situation with the former speaker. He's currently on trial with other lawmakers. How is the CDC handling all of these, court cases around your officials and people connected to the CDC? The last time, the former First Lady, Charity Foundation was under scrutiny. Today, I mean, there is a court process on that. How is the CDC looking at all of those cases?
So, again, these are testaments, to the incompetence of the Unity Party government, because we hand it over to you a peaceful country, a stable country, stable macroeconomic environment. You have opted to engage in witch hunting, targeting civil servants, targeting people in any positions. Your police is being licensed to kill people. They want to kill people. They kill them. Any contact with the police anywhere, people are being killed. I was here as chairman of the media. I was brutalized and beaten. And you see the government is on a track, of leading the country in the wrong direction.
Okay.
Which is a clear indication that they are not exhibiting that they are a party that led the country for 12 years and left for 6 years. No, it's like they have an amnesia of what governments look like. I can tell you, we serve government for 6 years. We led the country for 6 years. To govern a country is very difficult. So if you take over a country and you do not focus on those issues that matter, you can set the priorities as a government.
Okay.
But the Unity Party has set for itself that the priority of the government is to demolish people's homes, destroy CDC, and they remove illegal removes people.
Is the CDC destructible?
Absolutely not. As have been clearly demonstrated by the resilience and the resurgence of the CDC. The CDC is indestructible because it is a philosophy.
Okay.
It is a philosophy that cannot be destroyed. The physical structure. It's not the CDC. And we told them. And today, look at the former CDC record. In lazy realms, why our 2 appeals are still pending at the Supreme Court of Liberia. Under no condition in a country, a democratic country, under the rule of law, with an appeal pending when the Liberian Constitution expressly guarantee that whenever a party litigant takes an appeal, that appeal serves as a stay. So under no condition should the CDC headquarters be demolished. And you saw them cutting down the sycamore tree. So that the malicious.
Why are you mentioning the sycamore tree?
Because
they do a lot of things. Why the sycamore tree?
Because if somebody goes to do an eviction, quote unquote, and they go ahead to destroy a political symbol, so of course then the whole act is political. The symbolism of destroying the sycamore tree tells you the story of the destruction of the CDC headquarters. That it was not a legal matter or a political matter, that you went and deliberately cut down the political symbol of the CDC. No. And that was being spearheaded by government authorities. Even while the Supreme Court still has an appeal pending, 2 appeals pending at the Supreme Court, which by the Liberian Constitution, because they call this on statute, no, but there's no statute. Were you challenging the court at that time? When you say challenging the court, of course.
Yeah, let me read something to you. It said, despite the court order, the CDC chairman, Kowo, despite the court order.
Which court order?
The Supreme Court order. You're talking about the CDC.
Which Supreme Court order?
You're talking about the CDC headquarters. Yeah, so the lower court, now I read to read to you because I just want.
But you gotta read. So you gotta tell me which. You gotta tell me the caption of what you're reading. Are you reading? Okay, so what? I need to understand what you're reading.
Your activities there and what you told your parties is. So you have to give me a chance.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a despite the court order and police involvement, the CDC chairman could vow to continue with planned activities.
That was after the
legal development showed the Supreme Court had already dismissed previous appeals.
No. Our appeals are not dismissed because you see the legal process unfolded as we speak. You are on. You can check with the Supreme
Court. So you took an appeal after the eviction order?
No. Before the eviction.
Okay.
2 appeals were taken before because the case was multifaceted.
Okay.
You had one case between the families, internal case between the families, and then you had one case between our Lisa and our prospective and the seller and the CDC.
Okay.
On the one hand, and you had another case between the families on the other hand. So we were not party to the family case. No. We are always be a tenant in good standing.
Okay.
But whoever the title were flipping between the family members. So in the process of our 20 years occupancy and development, we are engaged Mr. Dempster, who grandmother was rude to be the owner of the property. We are engaging. He has assured us, he gave us the right of first refusal. We have been in negotiation with him in good faith. And he promised to sell the property to the CDC until the government interfered. The government clearly interfered with the process of the relation, the tenant-landlord relation between Mr. Dempster and the CDC.
If you were threatening despite the court order, all I wanted to know.
If I were what?
Still threatening the court order.
No, there was no court order. There's no court order.
Okay.
There's no court order. There was a ruling between the CDC and our landlord in the civil law court, and we appealed that decision to the Supreme Court. So, as per the Liberian Constitution, once you have an appeal pending before, when an appeal has been perfected before the Supreme Court, the judgment will be a stay. There will be a stay. Okay. There are 2 suits. There was in summary proceeding, and there's another one in specific performance.
Okay. So we have in studio the chairman of the CDC, the Honorable Attorney Janga Kowo. There are several media institutions relaying this broadcast. If you're there across the country, this is Freedom Hub on 87.9. My name is Kai at Jerome Roosevelt. is my co-host. The both of us are here today with the CDC big man in studio. Exclusive TV, Dream Online TV, Homeland TV, Liberia SLN Network, The Informer, New Africa, and several other community radio stations are carrying this broadcast live. We take this quick break. When we come back, we run into other issues relative to the CDC and governance in Liberia. Let's take this break to be right back.
From the center to interior,
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Sion.
Okay, Crime Stoppers Liberia is our sponsor. Oben Samson, the Chief Executive Director. Mr. Chairman, we're going to the second half of the conversation before we go to the lines. We're concerned about the road to 2029. The CDC started several initiatives, beginning with the construction of the party headquarters. We want to know the status of that one.
So we started with national due payment. 2025, April 12, we launched the national due payment.
I was about to mention the national due payment.
That came before the groundbreaking. Yeah.
Okay. So you initiated the national due payment and membership, regularization and stuff. Then came the party headquarters construction. There was a plan on county tour for your political leader in the CDC to reactivate the cells. You want to drive us through the journey to 2029. What is the CDC doing? I heard the CDC USA and other diaspora chapters are being, reorganized. You want to ride us through, the preparation towards 2029.
So we are running a marathon to 2029.
Okay.
And we call on all conditions to make sure strategically expend your energies, because the journey to 2029 is not a sprint, it is a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And we call on the Liberian people to still along with us that the CDC is on track to making sure we come back to power and right the wrongs that has been currently committed by the Unity Party government.
Okay.
And the CDC USA will be going to convention in June, June 24th to 28th in Pennsylvania.
Will the political leader be there?
Yeah, definitely the political leader will be in attendance, and party stars will be in attendance, and members of the CDC legislative caucus will be in attendance. Other party stars will be in attendance. Members of the National Executive Committee will be in attendance, and we will be a rebuilding of the CDC. As part of that, there will be it's being organized. There will be a reconciliation forum in the CDC USA.
Okay.
Yes, at that convention.
Because Jay Randy Dapper wanted to know whether the president will have the chance to meet, key individuals.
Yeah, so that has been worked on. The president, because the president will be in the US around that time, so the president scheduled working along with the office of the former president to make sure that he fits in the activity for the CDC around the time.
Is everything okay in the diaspora with the CDC?
CDC is a political party. It's not a social club.
Okay.
Even in Liberia, there are internal issues in CDC in the diaspora. So the CDC is a political party. And it's a very big political party.
So the convention is going to be addressing some of the issues of,
Will you settle the issues before the convention?
Which issues?
Some of the issues.
Of course, certain issues are an ongoing process. Even as we speak, we are working on certain very issues. Even in Liberia, tomorrow we are going to Grand Bassa. There'll be a big program in Grand Bassa, and the 78 communities in Grand Bassa have been organized. Will be there tomorrow to make sure, and these are county.
That's a special announcement. You will pay for it.
So we'll be in Grand Bassa tomorrow. We are calling on. We'll be there, and then a lot of people will be in attendance tomorrow. It will be unveiling of institutions that will be playing different roles in Grand Bassa County. Thanks to Chairman Janga Kowo, he hit the ground running. We restructured Bassa recently. And the former president, Janga Kowo, is now the chairman of the CDC of Grand Bassa County, and he's working very hard. So we are joining him tomorrow to engage in a series of consultations and activities. And these are all in preparation for the president's county tour, because the president's county tour is being tied and linked closely with the construction of the headquarters as we make progress. So the president's county tour will happen. So the president is going to deliver the headquarters first.
Okay.
And then we move. As we move, so we are going at the advanced team. We are advanced team in all of the countries, making sure our sales and other things. So some of our strategies we can say on radio.
Okay.
Because you have a despotic government in place, and so we have to be careful how we
just want
to
leadership issues with the diaspora. That's my concern.
Okay.
Certain leadership issues.
when you say something,
have you suspended the chair of that sector of your party?
We way beyond that. So I'm not really here to discuss. What I can tell you is there's a convention plan.
Okay.
For CDC USA. It's taking place June 24th to June 20th.
In that convention, what you can assure is that convention is going to address all of the issues, regarding the CDC USA. Yeah. Now let's go to due payment. Someone here is in Wiyala. He's concerned. How can people pay due in Wiyala?
Yes.
Why aren't you decentralized?
So the decentralization process is gradual for accountability purposes. Also, want to make sure we do it gradually and systematically so that we don't have issues of transparency and accountability. So the implementing will be important very soon. We'll be announcing the time the implementing. I'm sure we'll be preparing on the station. You'll soon get some genos as well. Will be in Margibi, will be in Grand Bassa, will be in Bonn, and in Mosrali. Mosrali we already started. There was a pause. There's going to be a resumption early April. And so we encourage citizens and Liberians come out, pay your $1, your $2, whatever you can afford monthly, pay to the party. That will sustain the operation of the party. That will make the party independent, viable, and sustainable. We encourage stakeholders, come forward, pay your dues, and we encourage Liberians. You saw how the CDC governed the country. It says and we are not here to say, the CDC governed the country and there was no problem. No, but we, from what we can see, the CDC was better poised, mature, and led the country with stability for 6 years, increase the net international reserve, engage in infrastructure development, road construction, healthcare. You saw hospitals being built, the 14 military hospital in Bapoli, you saw the hospital all around the country.
Okay.
Education sector, you saw the various high schools being constructed. Only the CDC, some of those high schools have been dedicated to deal with our reference to the CDC government. Those projects were conceived and initiated under the CDC.
Okay.
So the Liberian people will get the facts that the CDC is authentic. The CDC is an authentic brand that belongs to the masses of the Liberian people.
Okay.
This unity party that lied 8 ways to power and has exposed the country to national and international ridicule must be put out of power democratically come 2029.
The journey to 2029 will also look at restructuring your different county structures, district structures. After the election, there were folks who got tired. They say, I still see this right now. I ain't working in any district structure and this and that. There are concerns from several individuals. They are asking, when are you going to fully reconstruct or better still restructure all of the different cells?
So the different cells are being restructured. We are not going to announce our strategy on this video.
Okay.
Our adversaries are watching. But we can assure you that the restructuring process is well on course. The party remains vibrant. The party presence is visible all around the country. There's a national resurgence of the CDC. And we want to encourage Liberians. The CDC is the best place for you to be. We can assure you that the CDC, whatever you perceive as error that the CDC made before, all of those will be corrected, and we'll consolidate our governing process. We are a people-centered party. We'll make sure that our people will get the services, all the lives that you're getting from the Unity Party, those will be corrected. Civil service will not be threatening on our government. As a matter of fact, when CDC took power, CDC did not target civil servants. CDC did not target 10 new officials. The CDC governed the country. Even there are people in CDC who were not citizens, who serve in various positions. So we want to assure the Liberian people that the CDC is the party, the authentic party for the masses of the Liberian people.
Now, when you go to social media, your partisans from the CDC will normally get in cyber argument with their counterparts, from the other political institutions. And this debate about CDC coming back to power will always ignite. There is this comment that we keep hearing and saying from Unity partisans: we will cheat you and you will do nothing. We will cheat CDC and you will do nothing. We will cheat you, you ain't got the ability, we cheat and we, I mean, try your business. Joe ain't coming back nowhere. Is the CDC going to be that political party that will be cheated and you will say for the sake of peace, you let it go? Is that the kind of CDC you are preparing for 2029?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And we're going to show everybody in the unity party that is attempting anything about cheating. It's you will cheat in your dream.
They said they will cheat and you will do nothing.
In their dream, they will cheat. In their dream. We will repeat 2017. 2017, the same people were in power 2017. The same bunch we are dealing with the same bunch of people.
There are accusations. There are allegations that the cheater in Nima when you were in power, you did nothing. So what were you thinking that you were not in power?
The story of 2023 is different.
Okay.
And there will be a time where that history will be written.
Okay.
And we had an alliance with Senator Prince Johnson. This is an alliance with Senator Prince Johnson. And the people in Nima should be the judges as to what CDC did in Nima. So there's a debate going in Nima today. The CDC, how did the CDC treat Nima for 6 years?
Okay.
And how is the Union Party treating Nima so far for 2 years? There's a debate there. The CDC is an authentic brand. And people talk about the southeastern role. Of course, the CDC vastly completed the southeastern role beginning with Nima County because in the wisdom of His Excellency the President, he could not have jumped over Nima to go to Grand Road construction. No, it does not make sense. The development model was to make sure you complete to access Grand Jide, you must complete Nima. So your strong way is Grand Jide. So do you jump over Nima and go? No, that was not. So the development and the construct of the CDC was not politically driven. We had to complete Nima County, and we had a strategic line with Senator Pete Johnson, and the line was broken through lies and other things. And today, see how Senator Pete Johnson was treated, and he eventually died in the process.
And so you're saying at no point will the CDC be cheated? And
absolutely not.
When you made these promises, giving your partisans hope, and then when the time comes, you say for the sake of peace.
No. You see,
that's what the United Party people think. They think you will still say for the sake of peace.
So how do we win 2017? So we win 2029 the way we won 2017. There's a history. And we didn't win against ANC in 2017. ANC was not in power.
Okay.
The same operators, the same actors today that are in power, these are the same actors. The current president was the sitting vice president. And those who ran the country are the same people running the country today. Virtually, there are just few changes. And we still defeated them because we had a machinery that was put together to deliver victory. We did. I want
to be particular about this. There was a situation, the former speaker, his removal, proceedings. He went to the Supreme Court to seek the Supreme Court, intervention. The court ruled that he was a legitimate speaker. Against the order of the Supreme Court in this country, the government of Liberia still kept the National Police, the EPS agents behind the then purported speaker, which is a wanton violation of our laws and of due respect to the Constitution of our country, i.e. the Supreme Court. That is already a precedent. That is already a sign on the wall that these guys could lose the election. You could have all your talents, they could declare themselves, and they will be in power. They will run the show, declare themselves, do that inauguration. What then do you do?
That absolutely. We're not even going to reach that point. We're not going to reach that point. Like I'm saying, we have a replay of 2017. So you need to go back. I was National Secretary General in 2017, and the election unfolded.
The test with the turning position holders.
No.
So there was laws on turning positions.
So elections
blatantly went and violated got their own people.
Elections are not conducted in the courts.
Okay.
You see, election year, sovereignty revert. Sovereignty reverts to the Liberian people. Election year. And some people didn't understand that. Sovereignty because you govern a country for 6 years. When you reach election, you lose power and legitimacy. It reverts to the Liberian people. The Liberian people become the sovereign. The sovereign are the Liberian people during elections. So the Liberian people, and that's why what the CDC needs to do is to organize. So anybody who talking about cheating, that they will cheat, it's a figment of their imagination. And we can assure seditions. What we can assure you
when the blind man said you were choking, you got a right in your hand. The worst case scenario to cheat you.
So they won't have the capacity to cheat.
Okay.
So 2023, we have power. We surrender the power to them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you choose to surrender.
Yeah.
They could choose not to surrender.
So that's what we're saying. Sovereignty, election year. Sovereignty is with the people.
Okay.
The entire 5.6 million people. At that time, the sovereignty will not be in the hands of how many thousand police we got? How many police we got? Okay.
Maybe 2,000.
So how many police we got? Let's just estimate.
I want to know. We know about 2,000 AFL personnel
police. So I want to know. So the instrument that the government relies on, maybe to enforce cheating, maybe will be the police, the army, and all of that. Collectively, all the security are probably putting together less than 10,000. So it's 10,000 people against 5.6 million people. So I can tell you, they cannot prevail.
Are you watching the process for the national?
So what we need to do as a political party, and that's what we are doing. We are making sure that we are organized, because when they say cheating, you'll be cheated if you're not organized.
Okay.
In my opinion, we're cheated.
So you're not organized?
Yes, 2023. Definitely. We didn't have we lose the election. We lost the election because we have our own shortcomings, and we gotta be frank. We have a shortcoming. People were complacent.
Okay.
Yeah, there were a lot of complacency. People were relaxing. People were chilling. No. And people assume, no, you don't win an election until you win the election. And so we're going to put in place those mechanisms to ensure that you're not even thinking about cheating, because you will see the evolution of the results announcing that the CDC is winning.
In Africa, I'm not going to mention any African country, but in Africa, we have seen political parties, win sitting government while matching. In the end, the government will decide themselves.
The good thing about Liberia, Liberian democracy over the last 20 years has evolved.
Okay.
And we want to thank all of the
actors. There is always a beginning. One government in power could choose to start the crystal ball rolling.
Well,
why able to do that in 2009?
Unless that government is bereft of history, unless that government is not aware of 1980.
Okay.
Unless that government is not aware of 1989.
Are you threatening instability if that happens?
No.
But you are citing 1980. 1980 like you are not celebrating birthday.
Okay. Allow me to learn.
Go ahead.
Because when the True Party led the country for 133 years and arrogated to itself and used even the judicial was used to suppress the Liberian people. There were bogus cases. You read Liberian law reports, bogus cases. They used the court to legitimize they had all the wrongdoings, and it culminated into the coup of 1980. I think 1980 could be if the activists at the time have mobilized enough, like the CDC, because elections should have been in 1983. Elections should have been in 1983. They should have mobilized the people, go to the election in 1983 and defeat the True Party. But again, history, they didn't turn out that way. The up there, coup d'etat took over President Tobo, and those ministers were all murdered. That was very sad. And Liberia is not going to repeat that. And that's why no modern Liberian government will take the path. And that's why you see the current government is crumbling, because they are testing the waters. No government in Liberian history has demolished the headquarters of a major opposition. The Labour Party has set that record.
They did that.
In their thinking, they use the court. They have all that legal process. The land, the sycamore tree, or political symbol. So you could get desecrated. You could get cut down. Mr. Chairman, you could get your talent and go to the same court. So we're not going to reach. I don't think we're going to reach the issue of the court.
Okay.
Because the victory will be so resounding, will be so clear that we will not need to go to court.
Okay.
And sovereignty in 2029 will be with the Liberian people under Article 1 of the Constitution.
So you're not.
And we will ensure that. So for now, we are an opposition political party organizing ourselves in the counties, in the communities, in the districts.
Okay.
Waiting for the Unity Party government to execute its democratic mandate as given to it by the Liberian people in 2023.
Okay.
And so far, the verdict is coming out gradually. Liberian people are realizing that they made a costly mistake. Many of the Unity Party supporters, their land, their homes are being demolished. The government somebody procure anything from a court, they go and they hire the police. The police have become the sheriff. And then eviction is not demolition. But how the government is supervising demolition, it means the government is complicit in the demolition of private property. No, the government should not be involved. No police should be present. There should be a separate court action. If you do demolition, you could demolish, you could invest some money today, and the police could take recourse at the court. But what's happening? They're trying to create a situation where demolish the place, and any effort to weaken the place will do an effort in futility because your home is already demolished, it's already damaged. So you go to court, you don't have a house, and you try to. So the government is facilitating that, which is wrong, which is anti-people.
Will the people get justice in 2020?
Yeah, so all those cases, illegal demolition, illegal demolition will be revisited. I just want all those who want to show all abuse, whose properties are being illegally demolished, you will get justice under the CDC government. Because the CDC will not permit any demolitions as is happening under the Unity Party government today. No, the Unity Party is complicit and they are demonstrating that they are an elitist government. Because in most cases, it's the rules of our poor families that have been demolished. People's rights are not being respected in instances where the people are not parting litigants to cases. They are being victimized. Somebody shows up today, you have not been to court because okay, if you are in court, and then the court the matter unfolds, and then you are coming to do an eviction, I understand. But people get up from bed today, you two people are in court, all of them who are not parting litigants being victimized because the government goes there with the police to enforce. No, that's wrong. That is illegal. Most of the demolition are illegal demolition. Okay. They want to assure all of those who are victimized that we are already in the point we are working with them, documenting this way, and you will get justice when CDC come back to power. Okay, I want to ask one question. Before we go to the lines, quickly, we are out of time.
I wanted to know if you are observing the issue for the National Elections Commission, the resignation of the boss then. If the Unity Party decides to appoint somebody, will you be pleased with anybody?
So, you see, the CDC, reconstituted election commission, I think, was either 2019 or 2020. And see the Board of Commissioners. The Board of Commissioners that the CDC put there is non-partisan. And we expect nothing less from the Unity Party government. We expect a non-partisan National Election Commission. In case, because you know, the other brothers now is not a member of the CDC, has never affiliated with the CDC, and she was appointed because she was non-political. And we'll be demanding, we'll be calling on, and so the electoral battle starts now. We don't wait for 2029. No, 2029 is at the end of the road. So the CDC government constituted a non-political electoral board. We'll be demanding that from the Unity Party government because that is the law. Partisans cannot be appointed. Partisans should not be appointed at the election commission. So you see the board of commissioners appointed by President Weah.
What are you going to do if they decide to?
No, so that's where the whole process will start with lobbying. We use every legal means to make sure that partisans will not be appointed.
Was a Unity Party person, and later said he left the party.
I don't know what you're.
Yeah, you were Unity Party.
You were on the UPT.
You were Unity Party person.
I'm not sure of that.
Let me conclude. If today every like
that was against the law because the law says you cannot. The laws of the election commissions are clear. Partisans cannot be appointed as commissioner. And the CDC, Janga Kowo was partisan. CDC broke that chain. He reconstituted the Board of Election Commission and appointed non-partisans. We expect the Unity Party to follow suit.
Before we go to the lines quickly, we're hearing from the grapevine. You know, it's been reported that the UP may be considering Josiah Choka, who is an active partisan. They may be considering the former Maryland County senator.
So these are all active partisans. It will be an error. It will be an error. It will be the beginning of electoral problem if you try to appoint partisans because the law clearly speaks against partisan appointment.
You will go to court again.
No, we're going to use. You see, the Unity Party is now law and gospel unto itself.
Okay.
As kind of demonstrated by what you see happening today. You see, you try to violate the laws of your own country and you have been given an international crisis to resolve. No. It's in your own strategic interest, in the strategic interest of the country to operate within the confines of the law.
Okay.
So you think you got power, you abuse power, then people in your ranks that abuse power. And the people in your ranks abuse power and they go and start mining Kavala, they start mining Manu River, and start mining Makona River. Of course, then you be creating regional instability.
Okay.
No, because the charity begins at home.
Okay.
So you say no to any appointments from
No, partisan, but it's against the law.
Okay.
The law does not permit partisan of commissioners.
We gotta go to the line.
No, the law does not permit that. So we should be having that discussion.
Okay. So, Chairman, you will reserve the rest of the other comments for your parting comments. We're about to go to the lines quickly. For those of you listening across the country, if you're there in Punk Balikan in Maryland County or there in Westsunga, Lofa County, wherever you are, this is Freedom Hub on 87.9. The chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change, the Anthony Janga Kowo, is our guest here on the radio. We'll take this break, especially for those of you from the CDC. We play this song. It is a 2009 song, which was the major campaign song in 2011. Now that your chairman is here, we'll play the song for a few seconds, then we go to the lines. Let's take a break to be right back.
Ken said, I have a dream. Barack Obama said, change. Yes, we can. And I, George Weah, said, power to the people. Yes, we must.
Okay, the chairman of the CDC is in. Let's go to the lines and talk to you, the Liberian people and partisans of the CDC. Those of you from other political institutions are also encouraged to call. Call us on 086 500 104, 0776 104, and the WhatsApp number is +231 86 500 104. Let's see if we can start taking the first batch of callers. This should be Patrick Soa, Alhaji Patrick Soa from the US. Go ahead, let's hear you 1 minute at a time.
Chairman, good morning, and from my end, and good morning to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think you need to make more clarity. For me, I understand what you meant, but I can step aside from CDC, or I will step aside from CDC, but not to engage in the violent means. I think make more clarity on that. But let me say this, Oliver.
Mm-hmm. Oliver, you want it? Go ahead.
Put me on record. I will support a violent means with no fear of favor. If that is the only way to uphold the democratic tendency by stopping the UP from cheating in 2029.
Oh, you would support if violent move if the UP decide to kick CDC in 2029?
No fear and favor. This case reflects the same commitment to preserving democratic integrity, even if it means that resulting to extreme measures. However, such actions must be carefully justified and proportional to avoid undermining the very principles that aim to protect Dr. Martin Luther King wrote from the Birmingham jail.
Quickly.
He said, and I quote, if our repressed emotions are now released in a violent way, we will seek expression through a violent means. He further said, this is not a threat to justice. Corrupt officials, wicked guys, oppressive leaders, for them to give you freedom, power, we must demand for it.
Okay.
In the process of demanding for it, men will be dropping and men.
Okay, men will be coming, men will be standing. Alhaji Pakistan, former student leader. Let's go and talk to the other person. Go ahead, 1 minute, no time.
We live in Kyoto, my name is Shidi and I'm following from local candidate officer Konjama.
Go ahead, City.
Yeah, I said I clearly and listen to my dynamic chairman, my powerful chairman, he has said it all. Currently now, we have to community partners. Because the normal side will tell you that you now retreat. And what I want to tell the chairman, I want the chairman to speak on the Yaka Kolba issue. The impeachment of Yaka Kolba. Because Yaka Kolba is one of us. The man is opposition today. So we're going to protect the man too. Therefore, he wants we have to say here, we protect him because we want the opposition I'm talking about.
Okay, thank you, so Teller. We'll leave you right there. Let's go back to the diaspora. Then we'll come back to Liberia and take bulk of the calls. This person, go ahead, 1 minute. Let's hear you. How you doing?
How you doing? Okay, how you doing to IT room? Good evening to my chairman, the global chair. Okay, my attention, your question to the chairman, my attention has been drawn to this CDC USA. Since I came to the United States 7 years ago, there is this particular group of guys that have decided that they have been the honest group of people in the CDC. And they decided that they're not going to work with they did that to the Christian people group. They did that to other groups.
The chairman said there will be a convention in June. Are you going to be at the convention?
I'm going to be at a convention. Even though I'm not a hurricane member, I'm a member of the CDC. One of the reasons why I'm sitting back, I'm going from New Jersey. I'm sitting back and looking at this issue.
Musa Gibran.
Yeah. If the convention is held in Pennsylvania in June. That is, I'm still going to tell you, they are getting legitimacy to this particular book that are fighting.
Okay. All right. So what
that is going to be changed. This is going to be changed. That will go to a strong place where the convention will be here, and where constitution will be.
Thank you.
There will still be a problem. I can promise that to the chairman.
Okay.
So please, let Janga Kowo and other leaders from Liberia and here in the States work together, finish the venue from Pennsylvania to somewhere else. There will be a neutral.
Thank you. You said that already. Let's talk to the other person. Hello, go ahead. 1 minute. Hello. Oh no, when you call, you have to pay attention. We'll leave you right there and come back Liberia and take some of the calls here. Go ahead, 1 minute. How are you? Hello, how are you? How you doing?
Good afternoon. I think
it's Go ahead. Let's say what's the name? Where you joining us from?
This is let me see. We went to the firing chairperson in look, some of us, we are just tired with the challenge of the party. I'll be very crystal to you. The way we are treated as Nigerians by this government is frustrating. And I understand you've been so diplomatic, which is also good. Honorable Chair, we are running out of patience. Nigerians are badly treated. Our country is at the verge of collapse. You see everything turning for the West. And we can't sit there and destroy what we were able to build in the last 6 years. I think it's a mockery. We can't allow incompetent President Russia and his group of souls to dominate the country. I mean, all of us know what is unfolding.
Okay. Thank you.
It's sad. And we need to wrap up. This is what I want to say to the chairman. We need to wrap up and then ensure that is redeemed from this group of criminals and proof. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll leave it right there. We'll go to this other person. Go ahead. 1 minute quickly. No time.
Thank you, Colonel. You and Andrew. The official spokesperson of the Venezuela movement, Janga Kowo.
Go ahead.
I don't want CDC. CDC, people. You want to claim power, you can't do that now because why? The full protection will be only you as a government. And we saw in CDC, What would that do in election time and see anything but hey, you want to lead people will deal with that, will be there for them. Their potential is in your hand as a government. We saw it during your regime, and you know say anything see what that. Even we see it in the government. They put most of the people down and not do nothing. So we want any whatsoever. They put it down, you get nothing to say about it. And you can't do that to our people. To be able to protect our people, whatever they give you the power. So you are running the power to be able to protect the power. You know, so easy. Thank you so much.
Okay, wait, we'll leave you right there. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. How you doing? My name is AP calling from Chibisu Park. And let me say what's up to the chairman. Yeah, the chairman wants to be one of the more hardest questions. But you know, Kyoko, I listened to the chairman, and the chairman said something. I hope there will not be a political directive to our people. Once that the government demanded their home, let our people to begin actual property. We're president to just shoving our people. Look, as a chairman, if you can't power, I beg you. That one of the main things you should stress on, those that the money that we put up in your phone, the document said that the Kunde land is very, very serious on our people, Mr. Chairman. Don't take the like that, Mr. Chairman. They just who's up with that to it and just plan up president for God blood to do it. Not doing
No, you're trying to blow the snake. Are you trying to snake the president? I mean, we'll cut you off. We can do that. Let's take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Oliver, this is GD tomorrow calling from Canada. I want to say, I want to say thank you to the chairman. And he spoke well. And I want to say thank you to you guys. I noticed that I understand that there's going to be a conference coming up in the US. I'm in Canada, and usually it's like on this side where America is doing things, they say the US and Canada. When Canadian doing things, they say the Canada and US. So I want to see in the CDC USA. So I want to ask the chairman, is there anything for people in Canada?
Okay.
So please share that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. From Canada, we'll come to Liberia. This person, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Let me say, we're even to our chairman, Janga Kowo, and thanks for the invite. This is Edmond Carr, and I'm the visually impaired that is pushing for the return of President Weah 2029.
Go ahead.
Well said, well understood. But let me ask my one question right before I make my comment. I want to know, Mr. Chairman, we don't want to follow the path of Unity Party. But when we win the 2029 election, but the Unity Party people are chasing all of our people on the level of corruption. What will CDC do when we win the election 2029 when it comes to corrupt officials in the Unity Party government? Then going to the election, you have already said it, and we are saying it every time. This is why we are always asking the question whether we are prepared to go into the 2029 election. Because by us buying down to that track and giving the election result to this government, we, the common people, we are the ones that are suffering from what we were able to subscribe to. So we can promise you that 2029, if we are prepared to go into the 2029 election, we are going to be in charge of our area, we are going to be in charge of our places. Anything that happens, we're not going to accept anything. And the Unity Party want to win the election, let it be very fair. But if they think they will win the election by cheating the Liberian people, we will not accept any peace. We're not living for peace sake. No, we are not ready to suffer on the Unity Party government for this 6th year. Then we're waiting again to go through another 6 years under the Unity Party government.
Okay.
So we are prepared, and we are with you, and we are standing with you, and we will fight it to the last. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Edmond Kai, he's the visually impaired, guy. Let's talk to this other person. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Yes. Hello. Okay.
How are you, ma'am? Let's hear you.
Yeah. This is Mandela, calling from the old room.
Go ahead, Mandela.
Yeah, okay. The question I really want to ask our chairman that you already asked the question about peace. Yeah, we are people like you today. But you already answered. So what I want to ask you today, let me ask you another question. I started saying, yeah, we know that you will not do people that right. He said when we come to power, yeah, they will not move nobody from the government. But then we have previously there, and then he said, we not get because the local party people are occupied. Now again, the king of power, few persons, Christians out there, they have removed them. They removed every one of them. And yes, Christians are, even from the previous government, they are actually Christian and no way to get it. Now, I hear them saying again, when we come to power, they will not move nobody. So this one, the party have removed all Christians now. Occupy the people. So you want to tell me this system will suffer again. When when the tanker, but all have even get to power. That when we say we are all abused, so we should leave the people there. This system will not get job again. Because we just suffer. Because you see, Congress suffer. You will not get job again.
Okay.
Our statement is saying, let's bring answer to the question to be.
Thank you. We'll leave you right there. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you?
Hello, my name is Dr. Baker. I'm joining from the most advanced district in America, the Eastern District 11.
Go ahead.
Let me say thank you to the chairman, the most powerful chairman in Nigeria. So, chairman, thank you for the expertise. The only point I have here is to tell you that the party needs restructuring, restructuring. We got to restructure the party because come 2020 now, we are not joking with this. There's records. They're jesters, they're looters who are in power right now who are making our country. Thank you.
Okay, we'll leave you right there. We'll talk to the other person. Go ahead. 10 seconds.
Okay.
How are you? Let's hear you, bro. What's your name?
Thank you for my show. Thank you for the show. This is Carl Evans. I'm probably a for my office for the car.
Go ahead, quickly. No time, my brother.
Okay. Janga Kowo is so quick to be a member of the CDC.
Are you a member of the CDC?
I'm a member of the
But will you praise the chairman of the CDC? You are a member of the UP, so how will you praise the chairman of the CDC? Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead, 1 minute. Okay, you left the line. Let's talk to the other person. Hello, how are you? Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Good evening to Mr. Kowo. Just for you, joining this conversation for this history as a member of the United Party Intellectual Bureau.
Okay.
Let me appreciate Mr. Kowo for his declarations, but I have to disagree with him. And thank God Mr. Kowo acknowledged that after the post-war era, the United Party has further featured 75% of the negative thing in the country. So that part, if you were to reciprocate the same, the main party have also done some development and that in one media only done to the time.
Is there a particular scientific record to show that if you not kill 5%, it means you're not born 5%? Listen. There are people who have killed over 30% and they have never given birth to more than 2 persons.
So you get the negative one, you get the fat.
No. Do you know that there are people who have killed over 200 human beings and they have never given birth to more than 5 persons? Do you agree that the first thought was erroneous?
So the fact that the NEC area when the government is the party people rape, but the whatever the CDC actually go first down,
So you guys will appoint Gordon Scott or how you call a Joker?
No, we appoint a qualified and competent Nigerian. We're not appoint Nigerian or Ghanaian.
Who is also a United Partisan?
No, it's Nigerian citizen, a picture Nigerian citizen.
Okay, thank you very much from the United Party. Let's talk to the other person. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
How are you? How you doing? Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Mamere. Yeah, I want to say that this government is very linked or hard hand. We shouldn't sit and say we just take everything diploma, we go back diploma. The government will be saying that CDC don't have weight. Sometimes we have to come up and make sure that the people know that we have weight. That when we say something, we mean it.
Okay.
Or if we just say that will not be okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. We take the other person. Quickly, let's hear you.
Good evening, okay. Good evening, Jerome. Let me say good evening to my namesake and chairman on the Janga Kowo.
This is Constable Macron from Global Street. Okay. First, want to thank the chairman, the global chairman, for his deliberation in studio and the assurances that he has given Nigerians, especially citizens, related to the forthcoming election 2029. Having said that, my attention is centered around the appointment of new NEC boss. And one thing that we need to take into consideration is the fact that the head of the NEC or even commissioners at that level should not be partisans of any party.
Okay.
If we want to see transparency in this country, if we want to see an election void of malpractices and what have you, we should do everything we can to avoid appointing partisans at that level. That the election commission holds the future of our country in its hands. And if any partisan is appointed and something happens, the blame will be placed squarely on the shoulders of those in charge of the election process.
Okay, thank you very much, Gustav. We'll take 2 more, then we call it a day. The calls are coming in plenty, but we can take all. This person, let's hear you. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good evening from Liberia. Let's hear you quickly.
This is Leo Small calling from MSP, Minneapolis Report.
Go ahead.
Oh, the other thing I want to say, I'm just happy that the chairman, right? I think all is chairman now. So he been too much diplomatic.
The chairman honor his chair now?
No, he outside his shell.
Okay.
Outside his shell now.
Okay.
He been, in a shell, he been diplomatic, but he outside a shell, then he prepare for everything. No. The guys that control our country today, these guys, they are so ignorant, they are so clueless of what it's doing. And at the end of the day, people that pull the all state is violent.
Okay.
Right? And I'm sure everyone of us don't see Labrador go down the drain. So if they love Labrador, they want to respect themselves. They lose the election, they will easily walk away and come fight back. But if they don't love Labrador, they will all see Labrador go down and bring it back again.
Okay.
But what people say, okay, now tell them what it is. I can tell my friends in the Union Party. We allow that foolish woman from Freetown to allow the destroy our country. They are very foolish.
Okay, we'll leave it right there. We'll have to control, the way you refer to the chief. We'll leave you. Let's talk to the last 2 persons. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Timothy and Nigel, and to the chairman, Kowo. Hey, Kowo, I know that now that you are in studio, we have what assurance, just part of what the Nigerian people are going through. I know it's a matter of time, but when CDC take power, that you guys will restore everything to the Nigerian people, and the Nigerian people will have their country back, and that they will be in peace and love with the nation. And the second thing is, my suggestion is, when will you people plan something to bring the president to the people, to have a fundraising on a radio station that people will call in and talk to the president, and we can have a special fundraising for that.
Okay.
All right. God bless you, brother. Take good care.
Thank you very much, Joseph Colley. Let's go now in search of our very last caller. That person will be very, very lucky. Who could that be? All of the 10 telephones they are ringing. Okay, let me choose this one. Go ahead. You are the last caller.
Yeah.
Good evening. What's your name? Where you join us from?
Yeah, this is Saturday. We are joining from Basel.
Grand Basel County. Go ahead, Saturday.
Yeah, Grand Basel County. Yeah, let me say to the chairman of Janga Kowo, Janga Kowo steady up. In CDC, we need to be strong because many people looking in our feet that we bring election and better. And for me in Basel, the real large issue that the people. The United people, they are wicked people. So we must stand as a physician, the people voting in for all this election. So the real lie to us. So if you are in our office, we have to stand now and talk. And talk to the wicked government and treating people like they're breaking people in down. So I tell you, can this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, that's exactly what it is. So, Jeremy, we got to go to the chairman for his particular response to all of the different questions and his parting comments. So, from Lofa to Nimba, all over the country, including Canada, America, or other places, you've been having too many concerns. You want to address them quickly under 3 minutes. I know you're lawyer, under 3 minutes. Then your parting comments. Quickly.
Thank you very much. So I want to start with Mandela, right? There's a citizen who called Mandela and was concerned about the issue of job for citizens. We come back to power. Mandela, we can assure you that citizens will have jobs, not only in government, but in the private sector. We work hard. The team is now, we have a vibrant team in place now, putting in place all the necessary plans and mechanisms. As soon as CDC come back to power, citizens will get a job all across the country. Now we're in government. Private sector jobs will be created and citizens will be protected. We can assure you of that. So you have nothing to worry about when it comes to jobs. Citizens will double. Citizens were getting jobs when we're in power, but we will double and even triple that when we come back to power. Thank you very much. And I mean, there have been a lot of the callers, all the callers express their various sentiments. Fundamentally, most of the callers are concerned about the United Party boasting that they will rig the elections. And I want to repeat and reiterate that nobody in the United Party will have the capacity to rig the 2029 elections, because we're going to put in place the necessary mechanism to stop them. And that starts now. And we will be calling on the government to appoint a non-partisan as chairperson of the National Elections Commission, because that's what the law says. The law does not allow partisans to be appointed. So all the partisan names you hear swirling around, that will be the beginning of the electoral battle for 2029. The electoral battle is not 2029 when people are put in place the machinery to cheat. And we expect the United Party government, the current United Party government under President Bwaka, to follow the footsteps of the CDC, because the CDC did not appoint partisan commissioners, because we did so that election will be free, fair, and transparent. What you need to do to be re-elected is to deliver on your promises to the Liberian people. But you can already see that 2 years down the road, you have failed in all your promises. You have been, you legally remove the speaker, you remove people from 10 positions, you are beating and killing and Liberians, you have took the vehicle registration, give it to a foreign company, depriving Liberians at the Ministry of Transport. You are using the police to break down people's homes, which is against the law. When people don't even have any document from the court, the police is helping people to break down homes, and we can assure all those whose properties are being illegally demolished that you will have recourse under the CDC government. And we want to assure citizens that, you see, democracy is a painful process, and that's the process we are in. But we'll put in place the necessary safeguards to make sure that the CDC will not be cheated. The United Party will not have the capacity to cheat as they are boasting, and that we can assure you. So thank you very much.
Okay, so that's the chairman of the CDC, the Honorable Janga Kowo. Jerome, we got to go home.
Yeah, sure.
Until we return here on a Monday of next week, have yourself a wonderful time. God bless you. Bye-bye. Oh, nothing at the table.